and welcome to our video presentation on diagnosing Parkinson's disease using voice sampling data analysis. Parkinson's disease is a disorder of the central nervous system that affects movement, often including tremors. PPD mainly affects people over the age of 65, but is not limited to just older folks. The symptoms for this disease is slowing of movements, tremor or shaking, muscle rigidity, stiffness, loss of speech, loss of balance, lack of urinary control, anxiety or depression. So we are people of four, group of four people, and today we'll be sharing our findings on this engaging topic. Our group member will be presenting turn after turn, so Margaret is here to give an overview of the project task.
Okay. During the case study, 40 individuals participated in a medical examination that monitored and measured a set of frequency-based characteristics that could showcase any identical patterns that could be used to identify the dissimilarities between PPD diagnosed patients and non-PPD patients, whilst highlighting the identifiers showcased by the test participants with the disease. Of those participants, 20 individuals were diagnosed with PPD, whilst the other 20 were non-PPD diagnosed. The mean age of the participants with PPD was 64.86 years old, with a deviation of 8.97 years old, whilst non-PPD patients had a mean age of 62.55 years old, with a standard deviation of 10.79 years old. The core variables studied in the case included the subject identifiers, jitter, shimmer, harmonicity, pitch, pulse, voice, UPDRS, and PD indicators, variables that could determine the extent to which the severity of the predicted patterns could be identified with the help from voice sample data sets. Abrash will now go through the code formulated to represent the study findings.
Hi, so as we had the project, we got a data set and we had to upload it onto the program. And to do that, we used the pd.read CSV. As you can see, the data set wasn't as organized. It was in commas. It was separated by commas and had no header. So we gave them the column names as subject identifier, jitter 1, jitter 2, jitter 3, jitter 4, and shimmer, and etc. And we gave the column names to data columns, and then we displayed it in the output to see how they look. We outputted some of the rows, and as you can see, these are all of them, and now it looks more organized. And after that, we didn't know if any of the data was null or not. To do that, we checked the null values by data.snull.sum, and now as the output came through, we got to know that there was no null values. And after that, we had to describe. We used the descriptive statistics for both groups, for PD group and the healthy group. And for the PD group, we used the PD indicator as well as integer 1 and PPD indicator 0 as for the healthy group. We used the PPD group.describe to show the comparison between these two groups. And after that, we compared those, and we used the output. And these are the outputs that we got for the two of the groups. It had the mean and standard deviation, minimum and 25%, 50%, 75%, and the maximum value of both groups. This is the data for the PD group, and this one is for the healthy group. And after that, we used two variables, x and y. In x, we dropped the subject identifier, UPDRS, and PPD identifier. We used the identifier in group y because it was a dependable variable and it isn't needed in variable x. So after that, we had to select top of the 10 features that showed the PPD, and to do that, we used the select k best to get the 10 top ones, and we got the indexes of the selected features and the names of the selected features, and we printed them out. As the output, you can see it has jitter 2, jitter 3, jitter 4, jitter 5, jitter shimmer 5, page 2, page 3, page 5, voice 1 and voice 3. These are the features that we got the output of to see which one of the patients have most likely have the PPD. And now Talal will summarize for you what we have discussed in this project.
To conclude, in this assignment, we were given like the data of 40 persons, out of which 20 were suffering from Parkinson's disease and the other 20 were healthy. Uh, uh, so, as we did the analysis, we used some of the functions that my team member just described. So, to conclude, the persons who were suffering, the main variables, the main best features that were like in common for PD were Jita 2, Jita 3, Jita 4, Jita 5, Shimmer 5, Pitch 2, Pitch 3, Pitch 5, Voice 1, and Voice 3. So these were the best 10 features, salient features that were common in the PD suffering patients as compared to the non-PD ones. Yeah. So to conclude this, we have to find that one. So to conclude, this was the result. So yeah. So thank you very much. That was the end of our assignment, and